Hello YouTube, how you doing? This is Adam, aka the Bread Breaker, with the lovely Crystal Brooks, our producer, and we are doing a Labor Day or a Memorial Day special. This is one of those kind of impromptu things where they called me up and my mom and my sister said, hey listen, we want you to cook. So I said, hey listen, okay. So they always kind of say, hey, we want you to cook this and this and add things on. So I thought I'd kind of make a spin on things. So I just want to give you an idea of the menu and what it is that we did today. So we have St. Louis style ribs. Obviously there's spare ribs, and then there is the baby back ribs. But these are marinated with what we call loving kindness. It's a personal marinade of mine, and it consists of garlic powder, onion powder, some chili powder, brown pepper or brown sugar, salt, pepper, and it is absolutely phenomenal. And don't forget the Frank's red hot sauce. It's absolutely phenomenal. And we have a pork loin here, and it is marinated with a ginger and garlic paste with sazon. We're going to do a little tropical vibe with this one. And with it, we have a mango sauce here that I prepared. It's a reduction of orange juice, pineapple juice, mango juice, a bit of turmeric, some pureed mangoes, and some brown sugar and cinnamon. Is absolutely fantastic. If you don't know, I lived on the islands for a little bit of time, so we're going to bring you back to the island a little bit there today, man. And also, we have some asparagus that I kind of marinated in olive oil, just garlic, salt, pepper, and a macaroni and cheese, and some chicken thighs that we did with the same loving kindness. We've got some ribeyes that we prepared here with some basic Worcestershire garlic and salt, pepper, and I have a sauce that I'm going to create for it. It's a little bit hearty, and it's something that is very, very simple, but very, very delicious. The sauce is going to be a combination of quite a few sauces: barbecue sauce, some 57 steak sauce, and some garlic. So we're very, very excited. So from here, we are going to hop on the grill and we are going to get to smoking. So we will see you here in a few minutes. And just so we're here, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to my cousin, Crystal. If you just shoot around here, this is Ernest Cosby III. He is the namesake of the original Bread Breaker, which is my grandfather, Ernest Cosby. You will definitely be seeing some action, a wonderful cook, and we will be doing some things over at his house. He does a lot of movie nights and things like that. So please stay tuned. It's going to be an incredible time, and he's got a incredible smoker that will be doing some briskets and things like that on. We're going to continue to bring the food out, and I want to introduce you to the love of my life. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Elvira. I know everybody you should name your grill if you love her. She is very, very special. I'm the only one that's ever touched her, and she does incredible work. We've got the grill. We run right around 550, 600 degrees. We're going to add a little smoke to the ribs, and then we're going to lay them on top, and we are just going to let those roast out. And we'll bring the tenderloin and the chicken and the other things out. We also have some salmon that we are going to be preparing today, and some hot dogs and hamburgers. And probably here in about hour and a half, you're going to see this full of all my lovely, beautiful family enjoying the food, and it's just going to be a beautiful day. So Elvira's a little small, so we have quite a bit of food to cook. So what I'm going to do now is just pop her on, get some color, and I do have some chips that are generally for the electric smokers, but I found that they work really well when you are what I call flash smoking, and we'll get the smoke flavor, and then once we get the color we want, because our loving kindness has a bit of brown sugar on it, we really have to watch the cooking process, because we don't want that to caramelize and burn. And then we'll put them on the top rack, and we'll let them roast out throughout the time that we cook, and they'll end up extremely tender, wonderful, and delicious. Most people say they don't need barbecue sauce after they have these ribs. It'll be up to you. Oh, well, we'll have to have an invitation to your home in order for you to determine that. But most people just say that these are very, very flavorful, and there and enjoy to eat. So yeah, we're just getting ready to get started in doing that. And we'll let these go. And again, we'll pay very, very close attention to the temperature once we shut her down. And what I'm going to do now is just take a couple of handfuls of our smoke pellets and pop them in there. And that'll get us the smoke that we're looking for. Again, these are not standard cherry wood. Generally, I would maybe soak some apple or cherry wood chunks. But today, since this is very, very impromptu, we're going to go ahead and go with the electric wood chip, which smoke out very fine. And once I shut this down, you can kind of see now how we are definitely getting some good smoke. And it's just the smoke flavor we're looking for. Like I mentioned before, once maybe when we get to Ernie's house, we'll show you how to go low and slow, 250, let these ribs go for about 2 or 3 hours. And you get a little bit different effect because they go so low. But as far as tenderness and such, you won't see any kind of difference. So we got those going, and I'm going to shut this down because we already got fire. And yeah, we're going to let this smoke out for a minute, and we'll flip them. So I think we got the right color that we were looking for, because generally everyone eats with their eyes. So if it doesn't look good, then it probably won't taste good. You'll never see that on the bread breaker. Believe me when I tell you. So what we're going to do is we're going to transfer these ribs up to the top. And what's going to happen is for the rest of the way that we're cooking, they're just going to roast out because we do have the color. And if you notice, we've got that caramelization on the ribs that we were looking for. We got a bit of char, and it is exactly what we're looking for. And again, we're going to put out barbecue sauce, but 9 times out of 10, people, 7 times out of 10, people will not want barbecue on here. So we're going to take these and just put them up top, and from this point on, they're going to roast out. And then we're going to add our pork loin and our chicken onto the grill for it to start cooking. And I think I mentioned it before. Once we pull this down, all the juices from the ribs are just going to fall onto the pork and the chicken, and it's just going to be a beautiful thing in regards to flavor. Again, so with the pork loin, because we did make the tropical mango sauce that I showed you before, we did this with a garlic ginger mix with sazon. Again, I lived on St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands for 10 years actually, and my first roommate was Puerto Rican, so he turned me on to all of the flavors and spices that they use in Puerto Rico, and sazon is one of the most popular. So you can get sazon in multiple flavors, but we're going to let this go here and get some temperature. So you have to determine the hot and cold side of your grill when you're cooking. So we're going to put, since this is a heavier meat and a lot more thick, we're going to put the pork on the hot side of the grill. And since my mother decided to throw us a curveball and add chicken to the menu, then we are going to add it here on the other side. Oh, by the way, hello, lovely. My mom just came in. And her friend, Miss Lily.
Miss
Lizzie. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Lizzie. And so we are going to add the chicken. And
Australia.
notice I'm doing the skin side down, or skin side up, pardon me. So uh, when we flip it over, again, we want to get the right color because we want people to eat with their eyes. And I'm sorry, folks, I don't brag about much, but when they taste it, you're going to see total silence. And as a cook or a chef, that's exactly what you want to see is total silence when people are actually having your food. But this is going to go for quite a bit. This is pork, so we are going to be well done on the pork. So anybody, who actually likes to eat pork, you can't eat it medium well. I mean, in Europe and other places, they definitely have it medium well. We are going to go well, but there will be a bit of pink just based on the temperature that we're cooking it on. And once we add that mango sauce, it's going to be absolutely beautiful. And just so you know, just so it's authentic tropical sauce, I added the Montego Bay rum to the sauce as well. And that rum is actually from Jamaica, produced in Jamaica. If you don't know, you want to go out and go and get some. It's fantastic to drink, and it's also fantastic to cook with. So make sure you go out and get the Montego rum. It's fantastic. So we're gonna let this go for a while, just because the meat is so thick. It's gonna cook down for a bit, and we're gonna open up the vents a little bit since we don't have to have the watch out for the sugars. So we're gonna open it up to get the temperatures up to about 350, 400, and part of our sleeping, I actually turned the pork loin one time, just because, again, we want to get the color. We want the food appeal as well as taste. So I did roll it one time, and we are beginning to get the colors that we're looking for. And we are not necessarily looking for like the char flavors and things of that nature like we do on the ribs, because customarily ribs are, what they call quote unquote barbecue, so you got to have the color, a little bit of char, so on and so forth. On the loin and chicken, we are looking to kind of roast them out. And as I mentioned before, in the ribs, as you notice, the bones are starting to protrude a little bit here. So the longer we keep them up here, the more and more tender they're actually getting. With the chicken, now this could be, something that you care about or not, but when I actually put it down, you see how I kind of flatten the skin out. When they do competition chicken, then it's a thing where you have to have the appearance along with the flavor. So when we turn this, you know that you start to get this beautiful color and roasting. And again, this is the loving kindness that we used on the chicken. It's the same marinade as the ribs. And our coals are starting to cool off a little bit too. Once we do the steaks and the salmon and the asparagus I might actually put on the grill, we're going to start a new fire just so we have, the amount of heat that we're looking for. But right now, this is absolutely perfect. You don't want your food to burn, but you want it to appear properly. I'm going to move this one over here a little bit so we can get some more heat. But yeah, this is exactly what we're looking for when you're talking about high quality products. So no, seriously, you want to definitely have your food look, good before you serve it. So this is going to go out, and if you press this down, you can still. This is totally rare, So when you are looking for rare, medium rare, and so on and so forth, a lot of people use the thermostats and things of that nature. But if you are as my mom would say, an experienced cook like myself, then you could just kind of press it. And the deeper you can go down, the more raw the meat is. And as we move forward, I'll show you a little bit more as we go on to where we get that medium well. Then we'll pull it off and it'll finish cooking out to well. And we'll slice it out, and it's gonna be fantastic with that sauce. That mango puree sauce is just to die for. So we're going to let this go. With the old barbecue guys will stay low and slow for probably another 20-30 minutes and such, and then we're going to start a new fire, and then we'll put the ribeyes on. We want to be at 800-900 degrees on those, just so we get the right sear to keep those juices in, and then we'll slice it out. I'm going to make a sauce for those a little bit later when I make the cream sauce for the salmon. So yeah, we're going to let this go again, and yeah, we'll be back soon. Alrighty, so this is like the first portion of what it is we're doing. Like I said, we're going to start a new fire here shortly to grill the steaks, and I'm actually going to put some asparagus on as well as the salmon, but we're going to pull this off and let this rest. It's going to take about 15 to 20 minutes. A little bit of science in regards to meat. Like once it's hot, then it's very, very tight, and when you let it, what we call rest, then it just kind of loosens up, and that's when you get the actual juices and things like that. It's what kind of makes your meat tender. So I'm gonna pull these off. I don't know, showing off a little bit, but do you notice the color that we got on the chicken and actually all the meat? Competition-wise, this would be actually absolutely fantastic. But notice earlier when we were pressing down, you notice we got the pork to actually well. You notice I can't put my finger down anymore. So I know it's well done. We are going to do the steaks, by the way, at medium rare, because if you eat beef well done, you should go to the gas station and get a Slim Jim. By the way, just my personal opinion. So we're gonna pull this off, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna set a new fire, and we're gonna pull these up a little bit just so we can get a little bit more intense heat for the steaks. Then we'll put it back down. We'll roast out the asparagus. I've got the macaroni and cheese in the oven, which you did not see, and we will go ahead and put the salmon on, and hopefully everybody will be showing up soon, and then you will see how fantastic this stuff actually tastes. So yeah, we'll see you in a minute. So if you want to know when your ribs are done, when they fall down like that, this is what we call submission. So when your ribs submit and they are completely and totally just laying down, you know they are totally ready for you to eat. Now, once those things rest for a second, well, actually for about 20 minutes, I'm gonna put a cover on them so they could be cool. We've got some seafers set up too, so once I slice them out, we're gonna get to the cutting board here shortly. But yeah, once these things rest a bit, oh my goodness, they're gonna be absolutely delicious. We got the color, we got the tenderness, and yeah, it's gonna be something else. We're gonna put barbecue sauce on the side like we do always, because this like love and kindness is like absolutely effective. So yeah, see you soon. Okay, so no, he got his fingers out. The man wanted bad. The man wanted bad. But as I introduced my cousin Ernie earlier, again, we are all bread breakers from our grandfather, Ernest Cosby. This is my brother John. We have done an enormous amount of vending together. He's the pastor of Terrestrial Temple Baptist Church in Muncie, Indiana. We will be doing a bread breaker episode down there as well, so we can give you guys a real idea of how we get down. I mean, we've got some incredible stories about our barbecue and how people followed us. But I just want to get the seal of approval here. This is chicken with our love and kindness marinade. He is the co-engineer of the love and kindness marinade that we're going to be producing. So make sure that you look out on future episodes for John and his lovely wife Renee, my sister-in-law. Yeah, they are doing some incredible work down there in Muncie, Indiana with their church. And yeah, we're going to do some food, and we're going to sit down and talk to them about the work that they're doing down there.